Hello everybody, how's it going? This is Kinesiology 214 and this is an overview of module number 4. And module 4, here we are, we're deep into the semester. We're at week number 11, 12, and 13 starting November 5th and taking us all the way up until Thanksgiving. All the slides will be green, my shirt is green, and even the folders will be green. Now, when we get into module number 4, we're going to take a little time to talk about the person who's sitting in front of us. As fitness practitioners and wellness practitioners, you might have a physical therapy patient, you might have an athlete, or you might have just a regular personal training client. And you have to give consideration to that person that's sitting in front of you, right? So you have to kind of understand where they're starting off, what their limitations are, and what they're looking to accomplish. That bell curve of fitness concept, I use it with my clients. It kind of helps me to stratify and place people on a continuum and gives me a better perspective of where I'm starting off and where I can take that person down the road. And you look at these individuals and you kind of get an understanding of how you can progress them. For week number 12, which is session 2 of this module, we'll get into specifics more about a workout itself. So when a person comes in, you'd like to have them warm themselves up. You'd like to have them not show up cold or just get in and start running on a treadmill. And this requires a generalized warm-up, a more specific warm-up, some movement prep that might be involved in terms of trying to progress people through exercise protocols or even rehab protocols. They might need more of a generalized warm-up versus specific. It just depends on the person. And there's different modalities you can use, including dynamic flexibility, and really any kind of movement itself, because there's contraction on one side, requires some type of dynamic flexibility on the other side. And I'll talk a little bit about fascia lines in here, and we talk about fascial release using foam rollers and different techniques. But the biggie, and usually the one that's overlooked very often, are the 4 R's. You have rest, regen, recovery, and refuel. And I would urge you to really take a little bit of time to kind of look into this, because so often people come in, they crush themselves in the gym, and then they go off and they go to work all day. They're on a train or they're seated all day driving around, and they don't really spend the time to be diligent about how they're refueling their bodies, how they're recovering, and what they're doing to actually regen their bodies after working muscle and breaking muscle tissue down. They have to find ways to recover. And then we get into the third session of this module. I think it's always important to have at least one session. I'd love to have an entire course on this, is the concept of getting to why. When you sit down and do an initial consultation with somebody and they sit across the table from you, good for them. That's the first thing that comes out of my mouth. Good for you for making the decision to make a change in your life. To have some type of physiological change, you need a behavioral change. And in this session, we'll focus a lot on why. Why is that person sitting here? Why are they in front of you? What was the contributing factor that decided that day? Today is their day to make a change in their lives. And we'll kind of talk about how you can use that to leverage your clients and motivate them and actually set goals in alignment with what brought them in. I can't keep up with my kid on the soccer field. Well, there it is. I can't get a load of laundry up the stairs without being winded. Okay, got it. I have a wedding coming up in 8 months. Got it. These are things that kind of you have to ask your client, and they're seeking you out as a wellness practitioner, but more importantly, they're seeking you out as the authority in a particular field, as a person who has a very strong understanding of how you can take them from their very nebulous goals, provide focus to them, and drive them in that direction. And believe me, they fully expect you to take them down that path. They fully expect you to hold them accountable. And that's part of this process. And week number 13 here, session 3, is really kind of getting to the why that person is in front of you. All right, and then thereafter that session, we go right into Thanksgiving. We eat a bunch of turkey, and then we get back together for module number 5 in December. So be on the lookout for that next video. I'm signing off. Before I sign off, though, let's just jump into here. I want to point this out because I always like to make this notice available. You have the homework assignments. You have, here they are, it's on the 11th. Let me scroll this up here on my screen. The 11th, the 18th, and then week 13, we don't have any assignments due. So when you look at this, you'll have, again, the homework is due by November the 11th. If it's automatically graded, you'll get a result right away. If I need to do some type of manual grading, give me 24 to 48 hours. If you ever have any kind of question, concern, comment regarding grading, or if maybe for some reason you slip through the cracks and something's not been graded, please email me at the address that's found up here in faculty information. I will definitely get back to you email-wise regarding any questions you may have. All right, guys, have a good one. I'm signing off.